Greetings to everybody tuning in to watch this sometime in the future. I am very glad you're here, regardless of whether this is the first episode that you've stumbled upon, or if perhaps you've watched the previous couple of episodes leading up to this, or maybe you've watched the entire series so far. I'm here to welcome you for some casual, hardcore Minecraft in the Prologue world, in which I'm still initializing this channel, still trying to work out how am I going to do this going forward. I got a starter house. I really hate to call it starter house. I gotta stop using that term. It's just the first house that I built, right? It's not even much of a starter house because I don't really have. This is a tiny house, right? Like I got a furnace and some crafting tables and some chests, and I have a wheat farm and some sugar cane. That's not bamboo. It's sugar cane. I keep wanting to call it bamboo for some reason. And I have I have a dandelion, and yeah. So I also noticed upon watching the previous episode that this barrel is actually it's misaligned. Look at it. Look at these lines. This is unacceptable. It's an upside down barrel, and this didn't occur to me. I didn't even notice until I was watching the playthrough, the previous playthrough. So I have to. This is not okay. Okay, I have to fix this barrel real quick. I think the proper way of doing this is you have to crouch. You have to crouch, and then you have to place it. You have to like look at it upwards to make sure that it's. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Now we're properly aligned. Right? Yeah. Now it looks right to me. Now I feel satisfied with how everything looks. I think that better be the final adjustment that I make to this house. I'm pretty sure that everything is just exactly right. Everything is. I hate to use the word perfect because that makes me feel like I'm just greedy. You know, like I'm just greedy for perfection. I hate to be that way. I don't like being that way. But I also feel like when it's within reach, when it's like looking at you and it's just like one step away, I can't help myself. Then I have to make the small adjustments. All right. I need to make sure I have the right tools for what I'm about to do, which is chopping more trees. I need to chop more trees today. I'm going to need some hoes and some axes, some choppers, and I'm going to be spending some time chopping trees today and talking to you guys about a very important subject that I've spent a long time thinking about. This is why this episode is a little bit late. I've been kind of trying to do this fairly regularly, every other day basically, and I've managed to do this fairly consistently, but you know, but since the last episode, I kind of had to take a break from that. I had to take some time to process what I'm about to talk to you about, because it is a serious topic, and I needed some time to really think about what I'm going to say and all of that. So. But I'm ready. I'm ready to do that. I'm feeling ready to do that now. I still want. I want a secondary pick over here. All right, I have all the tools now. I like to have backup, a bunch of tools, especially like when I know I'm going to be breaking a bunch of axes. I need to have spare axes. All right, I think we're good now. We're good now. I'm ready to go. Pretty much ready to go. It's almost. Is it almost? I don't think there's actually much left of the day. But with whatever time I have left, I want to utilize the time, because I don't have a whole lot of time to spare. Because I have been trying to make these a little shorter. Been trying to stay on the short side, making these like 2 day long instead of 3 days long. Because I'm trying to catch up. I spent some episodes that went on for too long, and I'm trying to make up for that. Oh, I also need to harvest the wheat. I need to harvest the wheat, and yeah, I think it's almost sundown, so I think that might be all I have time for. There's still some time. Let me go ahead and chop some trees down real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and chop a few woods, a few of these apple trees and this birch tree. Time to get rid of some trees. I want to chop a whole bunch. I want to make my way that way, in that direction, and then hopefully I'll have some time to also make a little fenced off area for the sheep. I want to make sure keep my sheep protected. And so that might be. I might end up actually taking a third day today to get around to that. But I'm mostly. I just want to make sure that I give this topic its a fair amount of time. Like I might end up going for the full 3-day episode today, because I do want to kind of take this topic a little fairly seriously and say everything that I wanted to say in that regard. And it's also going to be a bit of a disclaimer, all right? A bit of a disclaimer, because I don't want to talk about this regularly, okay? I do not want this channel to become a place where I'm just making commentary on current events, okay? Because that's what I'm about to get into. But I really actually have been trying to avoid that, but I've kind of set myself up for it. I've set myself up for it because, as some of you guys might have noticed, some of my subscribers might have noticed that I end every single episode with the word Shadilay, and some of you guys might be familiar with that word. It doesn't mean anything. It's a completely meaningless word that I decided to start using as I thought it was a very nice departure word. I like to use it as a departure word. I think it's kind of like a goodbye. It sounds like a goodbye in Italian or something like that. But in reality, it's a completely meaningless word. It doesn't really mean anything. But of course, it's a reference to the Kekistani national anthem, right? From 2016, from back when meme culture was just starting, was just beginning. There was a lot of memes going around, and the proud people of Kekistan were kind of joining forces at the time, and they came up with a bit of a culture. They had their own flag and everything, and I really liked where that was going. And the thing is, though, and this is the disclaimer that I'm going to need to make in this video, I don't consider myself a true Kekistani, because I don't know anything. I feel like I'm not a real geek. I'm not a true geek, okay? Like, I don't know enough about politics. I don't even know how to code. I don't even code. I don't even own any guns. I don't even have, like, I don't know enough about guns. I feel like to be a true Kekistani, you have to be a true geek. You have to, like, know how to make your own bullets, like freaking what was Dwight from The Walking Dead's. You have to, like, so I feel disqualified as I'm not geeky enough to be a true Kekistani, and I was never particularly involved with, and that's not really what they're all about. I'm not trying to say that they're really big into guns or anything. That's probably a big part of being a geek, but also, like, I don't know enough about the world to consider myself a geek. I'm a full-blown normie. I'm an outright normie. I'm a sheep person. I don't know shit, okay? Full disclaimer. And that's the reason why I've been trying to avoid really talking about anything that's going on. To give you some perspective, I did not know who J.D. Vance was until Trump announced him as the vice president pick. I'm a proud Ohioan. I'm a proud Cincinnati. I'm a proud citizen of Cincinnati, Ohio, and I don't plan to ever leave this place. And I never vote, and I don't know who my senators are. That's how completely out of touch I am with politics. So I really can't make a claim to being any kind of, like, I can't make commentary about this stuff, about what's going on, because I don't know anything. I like to think. I spend a lot of time thinking about philosophical stuff. Okay, so I can talk about that, and that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I do want to talk about in the long run. And I mean, not in the immediate future, I should say. Not in the immediate future, not like next episode, but like I want to get through. There's a bunch of topics that I want to cover before, I'm thinking that perhaps in the long run, perhaps eventually I'll come around to just, to actually talking about what's going on out there in the world. But in the meanwhile, I'm just going to live under a rock. I basically live under a rock, and I think about stuff. And that's kind of how I want this channel to be. I just want to talk about whatever's on my mind, and not really about current events. But I kind of set myself up for it, because I've been saying Shadilay at the end of every episode, because I really liked the memes. Okay, and that's all it is. I just like the memes. I'm not really a big. I never even been to one of these rallies, right? So But I do feel like I probably have to say something about it. And the other thing is, the other reason I don't like to talk about it is I might say something really dumb. I am a bit worried that I'm going to say something really dumb that I'm going to really regret saying, and then I don't do any editing, so it's just I'm just going to publish it anyways, and eventually, somebody might expose me, my stupidity on the internet or something like that. I don't know. So I do get slightly paranoid about that kind of stuff, slightly, but I also like to be transparent. I do believe in transparency, and so in that regard, I'm kind of just seeing this as a means to stay true to my principles and just be transparent about everything. I don't feel like there's too much harm in that, because I'm thinking, if I'm being transparent, then I'm non-threatening. People are going to trust me more if I'm being transparent. That's the logic, at least. I'll get into that later. That's another topic. Today's topic, I want to talk about, of course, the now that everyone's already had some time to process what happened. All right. So as you all may have heard, our great future president fell over after hearing loud sounds at his rally. And I really wanted to express my sympathies. I saw the footage. These sounds were so loud that they made his ear bleed. He had blood coming out of his right ear, right? And what I think happened. Okay, it sounded to me like it was like some really loud, like popping sounds. I think that somebody must have farted really, really loud. It sounded like somebody just let out like a really, really massive rip that was really well aimed. I don't know how these people do it, but it's as if somebody aimed their butthole right at Trump and released just a massive, massive rip that just shattered through the air. Went really fast through the air, and it was so loud that it actually made his right ear bleed, which was just that takes some that's got to take some practice. I don't know how whoever did it was able to pull off something like that. I can't do anything. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to. You gotta eat a specialized diet probably. You probably have to take it takes a lot of practice, I'm sure, to be able to aim your butthole like that, and then for it to actually go through the air so perfectly, so well guided. It went through the air so smoothly that it was very accurate. It went right to his ear, and I can only imagine what the smell must have been like. It must have smelled like some sulfurous volcano or something like that. Like you were standing next to a volcano. I don't know. It must have just reeked of it must have been terrible to actually be there in person. Women were screaming, right? But on the good note, I think we witnessed some divine intervention. I think there had been some divine intervention from presumably from Kek himself, it seemed like, because here's the thing, his left ear was perfectly fine, so it seems like the Kek must have intervened and ensured that at least he still had one good ear, because this loud sound only seemed to have affected his right ear, but not his left ear. So I see that as divine intervention from Kek himself. That's how I interpreted it, at least. That's what I think happened. And so yeah, that was pretty good. And another thing that kind of really warmed my heart, that I was really pleased to see, is that at the very least, there was like a group of beautiful women. They had a group of beautiful women prepared to escort him off the stage. They were very well trained and very well prepared, and this group of very beautiful women gathered around, just threw their bodies right at him, just right after the incident, and peacefully guided him off the stage, escorted him off the stage, which makes I'm really glad that at least that at least they had those women on hand to just make him feel comfortable, I guess. And to escort him off the stage. That is something that women are good at doing, right? So it makes sense to me, and I thought that they did a fantastic job protecting and comforting the future president. in that circumstance. So I really wanted to express my gratitude for those beautiful women. So all of that being said, that's about it. That's about all I can say on the matter from my proudly ignorant non Kekistani. I'm not a true Kekistani. I don't really, because I don't know anybody. I'm not really involved in any of these in any of this. I don't know any other Kekistanis, right? I'm a completely independent person on the internet. I'm not a member of any kind of political organization or anything like that. I don't even vote, right? Because here's the thing. I think that my take on politics in general, I think politics is basically a distraction. It's a big old distraction. I don't even really believe in democracy. Like, I think democracy is it's like a facade. Democracy, it's basically a facade for like what's going on in reality. I think we're basically still in feudalism. It's just feudalism in disguise. That's all it is. It's still basically just rich people own everything, and you'll be lucky if you get to own a house in your lifetime, and maybe save up enough money to pass on to, accumulate some generational wealth in hopes that perhaps maybe your children will be able to own their house, and that's about all you can really hope for. In your lifetime, and that's pretty good. I mean, there is some a significant amount of upward mobility. I do recognize that. At least there's a chance. Everybody gets a chance. Everybody gets an opportunity. But it is hard. It is very hard to do in the modern way, in today's world. But still, that said, I mean, the average person, I mean, the best you can do in life is just make sure is just do your best to work diligently, to keep your job, and stay out of trouble, and be a good sheep person, and that's about the best you can do, and that's all I'm about. And then just try to think. I like to think a lot. I don't actually do anything. I haven't really gotten around to doing much, but I do like to think a lot about reality, about the nature of life and such, and family. That's the most important freaking thing in this world is your freaking family. So I do want to advocate for that in this channel. I do want to. I'll come around to that. I have a lot of to say about that. I actually believe in what I call tribe revival, which is basically it's referring to the grand family, right? Like, I think that not only does the nuclear family matter, but also your relatives, your other relatives. I really like to advocate for the extended family. All right, and that's I mean, and there's a lot I have to say on that matter. I want to write a philosophy book about that, actually. I want to write a book about tribe revival, but I'm still a long way off from that. I feel like I have a lot of research to do, a lot of thinking to do, but that's kind of the direction that I'm going to be headed in. I just like the word Shadilay, okay? I like the word, I like the theme song. All right, the anthem, the Kekistani anthem. I really liked it, and I really liked the memes. I really liked the funny green frog, the Pepe memes. I really liked the memes. They were really funny memes. And nowadays, I don't really see any more of it. Like, it's basically died out. Kekistani culture has basically. I mean, maybe they're still operating underground somehow, somewhere. Oh, here, there's a cave here that I couldn't find. When I was looking for a cave, I couldn't find it, but here it is, in plain sight now. And there's a sheep. Where am I going to have this sheep pen? I was thinking there's a bunch of like big beautiful trees like over there. I think there's like a couple of really nice trees, and I was thinking to make the sheep, because I wanted to be a little bit farther, a little bit away from the cabin, but not too far away. Like, I want to see the sheep move around. So I mean, this is too far. Now we're getting too far. I'm not sure where those big trees are that I'm remembering. It's too far, and it's too dangerous in here. I don't really like being around here. I want to chop these trees down. I want more of them down before I really get into that territory. But yeah, so I just wanted to make the disclaimer that I'm not really going to be talking a whole lot about that kind of stuff. Okay, because I'm not very well. I don't know a lot of. I'm not very well versed at all in politics. I don't know shit, and I'm not even much of a geek. I'm not well versed in common geek stuff. I'm a geek. Enough of a geek to build a very basic tiny house in Minecraft, and I'm not even that great at Minecraft. All right, like I'm not even trying to. I don't do the fancy things, all of the fancy things that you can do. Like, I haven't even really explored the the deep dark. So like that's just to give. I barely ever like I've made it to the end like maybe a couple of times. I haven't even gotten like it's been a long time since I've even been to the Nether. Like I don't even know how long it's gonna be until I make it to the Nether. Maybe like by day 300 or something like that, I will have made it to the Nether. So like I'm not really even trying to be particularly impressive as far as in terms of my Minecrafting abilities. So I'm not so that makes me not a true Kekistani. All right. So there you go. You have a full disclosure. I can't really make that claim. I'm a nobody. I'm a proudly ignorant sheep person. And I wanted to make a pen for the sheep so I can take I wanted a screenshot of the sheep and use as a thumbnail for this video. So I think I'm going to have to go on for like at least another while. I mentioned a lot of stuff. I basically said everything that I wanted to say. So I guess I could just end the episode here. I guess I should. I mean, I just don't know if I'm not sure if I got any good footage of sheep. I wanted some good shot of the sheep. All right, I'll go on for a little bit longer just to get some good sheep footage, because I really like the sheep are my favorite mob in the game, and the reason for that is basically because I fully I can throw this stack of birchwood in the furnace. I feel like I can identify with them because I feel like I'm a sheep person myself. Like I don't claim to be. I don't know shit. Like I'm basically just no. I sympathize with that's with the sheep, and I identify. Like I don't know what's going on, and I advocate for that. I'm intellectually lazy. I don't know. I don't think you should, like, I don't want to vote because I'm not informed enough to vote about anything. If I was to go out to vote, I would just vote for the president, for Donald Trump, and that's the only thing that I would vote on because I don't know anything else. I'm not following politics enough to even understand. And I do feel like you should be acquainted with the things that you're voting on. Like I don't think it's right to just vote down the party line. I think you should take into consideration the repercussions and what you really believe in and things like that, whether or not things really align with what you believe in, and you should take things a lot more seriously. So on that note, on just on account of that, because I don't take politics very seriously, I don't vote. I want to fill this gap in real quick. But also, I feel like politics is a facade, and it's basically a cover for modern feudalism. I don't really believe that democracy is really all that great. It's just the best thing that we have currently. And I do think that it's as good as it gets for the time being, because it's going to be a long road. We have a long path ahead of ourselves. It's going to be a long time before we. This is what I was talking about. This is the tree that I want to build. I want to build a sheep pen around this tree. And there's a sheep. All right, I just want to look at the sheep. Take a good look at the sheep. Use as a thumbnail. Hey sheep, can you look this way? So that I can get you're no true Kekistani just like me, and I wanted to take a good look at you. Hi, can you look at me one? I should have brought the wheat with me. Hello, buddy. We're gonna be buddies. I'm gonna save you from the wolf. That's right. I'm gonna build a pen for you, and we're gonna be good sheep together. All right. Yeah, I think he's happy about that. All right. Well, that's about it. That's about all I wanted to do. I got a good shot of the sheep, and I will be back. And complete. Go further. I'm gonna leave a torch. I need to mark this tree because this is the tree that I want to mark the tree, and make sure that I'll be able to find this tree easily next time I'm over here. I got a few more trees to chop over here to make my way over to that tree, and then I'm gonna build my sheep pen around that tree. This tree is also. I mean, this is this is a pretty small tree. That's not a very big tree. They're all right, but they're not as nice as that one was. All right, well that's about it. That's about all I wanna. That's all I got for today. I should bring the episode to a close now. So, I hope you guys liked that. I hope you guys are still happy. I hope I didn't disappoint you with what the things that I had to say. So, I'm trying my darnest to keep this interesting for you guys, and I thought I put a lot of thought into this, and I took a long time to get around to actually making this episode. And from here on, like I'm barely going to talk about that kind of stuff. I don't really want to talk very much about politics. I just like the word Shadilay, and I think that I like to use it as a departure word, right? 'Cause it doesn't make sense as a greeting word. It doesn't to me. It doesn't sound like a greeting, but it does sound like it might mean goodbye in Italian or something like that. In reality, I'm pretty sure it's just a completely meaningless word that doesn't mean anything. But yeah, if you've never heard the song, you should check it out. It's a great song, so I highly recommend it. And the memes are great. I don't even have like a folder full of memes. That's how like not Kekistani I really am. I'm a poser. I don't even like I don't know any other Kekistanis. I can't claim to be one, right? Because I don't know shit. So I'm basically I'm just exposing myself here and now. That's about as far as I can go in that direction for the time being. So I hope that's all right with everybody. And that's it. I'm gonna end the episode there. And once again, I just wanted to thank you for your viewership. I hope that this everybody liked what they heard, and that's all I got for today. So thanks a lot. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. All right, Shadilay, my fellows, Shadilay.